When it comes to the renal diet, there are 5 foods that are absolutely underrated in terms of health benefits. They are the best sources of some of the most amazing vitamins and nutrients. In particular, there's a certain vitamin that's linked by science to a 44% slower decline in kidney function. And today we will see how to get it naturally. Gathering here, I've personally met kidney disease patients who were able to improve their GFR even in the advanced stages. And I can't stress enough how much the diet played a crucial role for all of them. You see, today's science is very clear on that. The right renal diet, even alone, can be all you need to go from losing kidney function year after year to improving your GFR significantly in the span of a few short weeks. And some doctors will tell you that improving your GFR is impossible, that kidney disease only goes in one direction. But today, we will prove them wrong. Yes, there is one change that always seems to give the best results to everyone. Finding foods that support kidney health instead of harming it. So today we will focus on those nutrients that can really make a difference. Let's start with the only natural source for one of the most important vitamins out there. This is tempeh. Made from a base of fermented soybeans, this Indonesian patty is not only a super tasty meat substitute. Tempeh is actually a source of unique probiotics that are great for gut health. And that's why this dish is so popular, especially among vegans and health-conscious people. But the reason why I've included tempeh in this video is another. You see, this superfood may be one of the only, if not the only, natural source of vitamin B12, which is not animal-based. Because you see, only animal-based foods such as seafood, meat, egg, and dairy naturally contain vitamin B12, forcing people following a renal diet to take supplements. And tempeh may finally change that. But why is vitamin B12 so important? Vitamin B12 is a vitamin that's key for good kidney health. If you don't have enough of this vitamin, you are at risk for fatigue and even anemia, which will cause a faster progression of kidney disease. But unfortunately, no plant food contains this essential nutrient, and you are basically forced to supplement it when following a renal diet. So, you should not be surprised in learning that up to 92% of people following plant-based diets are deficient in vitamin B12. This is not something we should underestimate. But today, there is one food that may change this. In fact, the B12 you find in tempeh doesn't come from the soybeans this dish is made of. It comes from the probiotics it contains. Yes, the soybeans themselves do not contain B12, but it's actually generated by the probiotics during the fermenting process. Amazing! Now guys, not all types of tempeh you can find have enough vitamin B12. Besides, relying only on this food is risky. This is why I still recommend supplementing this vitamin every day if you are following a renal diet. But you can still try tempeh if you also want to get B12 naturally. Many grocery stores and supermarket chains such as Trader Joe, Target, Whole Foods, Kroger, and more carry it. Just keep in mind that tempeh is also a protein source, so make sure it fits in your macros. And by the way, if you want to know more about how much protein is safe in a renal diet, this video up here is for you. Up next, a superfood so rich in nitric oxide it may even lower your blood pressure while improving your antioxidant level. Before that, there is some concerning news that I need to report. I'm talking about certain sweeteners that were considered safe and that maybe aren't. In particular, aspartame, which is now on the list of possibly carcinogenic, says the World Health Organization. Now, there's a lot of talk about this on the internet today, and I believe that you guys may want to know more about it. First of all, what's new about aspartame? Well, aspartame, one of the most common sweeteners, is now on the list of possibly carcinogenic, according to the WHO. And while aspartame really is common, it is used in more than 6,000 sugar-free or low-calories food items such as diet sodas and colas, chewing gums, flavoring and syrups, sweetened iced tea, some fruit juices and more. And a lot of people are worried about that now. They say, have we been fed carcinogens for all these years without knowing? So a question for you guys, do you drink Diet Coke or sweetened beverages? Will you stop drinking them after knowing about this piece of information? Let me know. Let's talk about it in comment section. And now you may ask, how much should we actually be worried about aspartame and cancer? Well guys, in my opinion, not a whole lot. You see, according to this new research, you will need to consume a lot of aspartame per day to be at increased risk for cancer. They talk about 2.8 grams of aspartame per day, and that's what you will get from 15 cans of Diet Coke. Besides, there are 3 types of carcinogenic according to the WHO. Substances confirmed to be dangerous such as tobacco smoking and alcoholic beverages. Substances that are probably carcinogenic such as certain pesticides and red meat consumption. And then there are substances that are just possibly carcinogenic such as coffee consumption and being a barber. This last, less dangerous category also include aspartame now. So yeah, I'm not really any more worried about aspartame than I was yesterday. Now, this doesn't mean that I recommend drinking Diet Coke though. First of all, because it damages the kidneys. Dark colas are full of phosphates, very bad for anyone with kidney disease. And also, diet soda's consumption is linked to weight gain and metabolic syndrome, which can make diabetes worse, by the way. Now back to the super healthy foods of today's video. Time to see a food with so many health benefits, it's hard to count them. And with a little known benefit that's especially interesting for the health of our kidneys. I'm talking about blueberries. If you follow me here regularly, you are probably already eating blueberries regularly. I mean, why wouldn't you? Blueberries are delicious and they are low in phosphate, sugar, and on the glycemic scale. They are incredibly good for those with diabetes. Studies found out that may even help improve insulin sensitivity. Not to mention that blueberries provide antioxidant support as well. But there is more. A study showed that by eating blueberries for 8 weeks, you can benefit from a significantly improved blood pressure. The study also showed a reduction in arterial stiffness and an increase in nitric oxide production. And as we can see here, when researchers write significantly, they really mean it. Test subject who received just 22 grams of freeze-dried blueberry powder daily had a reduction in BP of 7/5 millimeters of mercury on average. Amazing! And do you know why this makes these berries so healthy? I mean, yeah, you could also supplement nitric oxide or L-arginine and L-citrulline to be more accurate and get a similar result in terms of blood pressure. But it wouldn't be the same. There is solid research to prove that higher natural vitamin and nutrients intake from foods is superior in terms of kidney benefits than what you get from supplements. This is why I always tell you to focus on the diet. And yes, supplements help, but natural is better. Whole foods provide a variety of nutrients that work together to promote optimal health. A clear example of this is our next entry for today. There is one vitamin that you can't get from foods and that you can't supplement either. But guess what? When people with kidney problems got this vitamin from natural food sources, their creatinine levels got way better. Interesting, isn't it? This study linked a higher consumption of foods rich in vitamin E to a significant reduction in creatinine levels. This happens because vitamin E is one of the most powerful antioxidants, but you can't supplement vitamin E, and it's also not the easiest to get in a renal diet. Do you know which food is the best plant-based source of this vitamin? Sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds have a mild nutty flavor and a firm but tender texture. They're often roasted to enhance the flavor, though you can also buy them raw. They're delicious and healthy. Sunflower seeds are also rich in magnesium, great to lower blood pressure, and in a compound called chlorogenic acid, which has diabetes-fighting properties. But their main benefit is another. In approximately 28 grams or about 1 ounce of dried roasted sunflower seeds, there is about 7.4 milligrams of vitamin E. This is roughly half of the daily recommended intake for this essential nutrient. And as we have seen, this daily amount of vitamin E can make a huge difference with kidney health on the long term. The reason is the huge antioxidant potential vitamin E has. Now guys, consuming seeds as a part of a renal diet is still somehow controversial these days. Some people are concerned about the potassium and phosphorus content. So, should you eat seeds? Well, I've made a full video to answer this question. It's up here if you want to know more, and also down in the description. Okay guys, so today we have talked about one of the most underrated benefits of probiotic-rich foods, making vitamin B12. But when it comes to these foods, the reason why people eat them is another. Improving your gut health, which can be achieved by eating probiotic-rich foods regularly, is extremely important for general health, especially for people suffering from diabetes or hypertension, or for those overweight, says science. Now, if you think about probiotic-rich foods, one of the first things that come to mind is yogurt, which I do not really recommend, by the way. But there is a food that beats yogurt in an almost every aspect. It has more strain of probiotics, less lactose, and less phosphorus. Amazing, isn't it? This food is kefir. Kefir is a fermented probiotic milk drink. It is made by adding kefir grains to cow's or goat's milk. Kefir, unlike yogurt, contains several major strains of friendly probiotics and yeast, making it a diverse and potent help for our gut. Kefir was studied recently. Researchers found out that it can actually reduce kidney inflammation. Will that really make a difference for kidney health? In my opinion, yes. Today, the use of probiotics for kidney health, either from foods or from supplements, is strongly supported by science. A review of studies conducted on kidney disease patients and published in the Frontiers Journal in 2022 states that probiotic supplements improve lipid profile and oxidative stress and inflammation in patients with CKD. This was a large review, by the way, including 1,373 test subjects. And all these benefits can make a huge difference for kidney health, no doubt about it. Now, here's the part we care about the most. This large review concluded that probiotic supplements improved renal function. So yeah, if you have been taking a probiotic supplement for the last few years without knowing about this study, time now to pat yourself on the back. But if you haven't, it's not time to start, in my opinion. And also consider food sources of probiotics, especially kefir. But be sure to choose the unpasteurized kind, or you're not gonna find any probiotic in it. So double check the label of the kefir you're buying and see if the amount of probiotic is listed. Now, kefir also comes with its drawbacks though. Like yogurt, it can be high in protein and phosphorus, so it should be consumed in moderation. Okay, time now to see a food that should be consumed with abandon. This is a food incredibly rich in the vitamin that has been linked to a 44% slower decline in kidney function. And we can get this vitamin from turnip greens. Oh, talking about underrated foods. You know those white bulbs that grow underground and look like potatoes? They're called turnips and they're pretty good. But the real stars, the real superfood is their green top. Turnip greens are so rich in antioxidants they can actually help managing the complications of diabetes and kidney disease. Turnip greens are also one of the best sources in existence of a vitamin that's recently been linked to a significantly slower decline in kidney function, which is folate or vitamin B9. This vitamin was studied on more than 15,000 CKD patients for more than 4 years with an incredible result, a 44% slower decline in renal function over the years. And guys, they only had to take 0.8 milligrams folate every day to achieve this incredible result. So add turnip greens to your diet and also consider a B vitamin supplement. I've talked more in depth about what vitamin supplements are the best in my video up here. And this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all.